Wojak and the Great Email Escape. The evening had arrived, settling over the beach city with its familiar coastal breeze and the quiet hum of the city winding down. For a friend of mine, let's call him Arthur, this sought-after tranquility was persistently disrupted by a small, glowing rectangle on his desk. His laptop screen, innocently displaying his email inbox. Arthur had intended to relax, perhaps read a book or watch something light. But every time his gaze drifted towards the laptop, a subtle tightness would grip his chest. The number in the little red circle next to his inbox icon seemed to grow exponentially in his absence. It was a digital Mount Everest of unread messages, a testament to the relentless flow of modern communication. He knew what awaited him. A chaotic mix of work inquiries, newsletters he vaguely remembered subscribing to, promotional offers vying for his attention, and those endless, sprawling email threads that seemed to multiply with each reply. The thought of wading through it all felt less like a task and more like an arduous expedition into the digital unknown. Honestly, the sheer psychological weight of an overstuffed inbox. It's truly astounding. It's like a tiny digital nagging voice, constantly whispering you're behind, you're missing something, you're failing at digital adulthood. My friend, Arthur, found himself paralyzed by the very tool designed to connect him, now a symbol of overwhelming obligation. He'd open his inbox with a sigh, a sense of grim determination, only to be instantly bombarded. Subject lines blurred together, urgent. Action required. Limited time offer. Forward, 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 funny cat picture. Each one demanded a decision, a click, a moment of his precious evening. He'd scroll endlessly, feeling a growing sense of being buried alive under a digital avalanche. He'd try to triage, deleting the obvious spam, quickly scanning the newsletters. But then he'd encounter the longer, more involved threads, discussions he'd meant to contribute to, questions he needed to answer, tasks that required careful consideration. The mental energy required for each one felt immense, a drain on his already depleted reserves. He'd often find himself staring blankly at the screen, unsure where to even begin, the sheer volume rendering him inert. He'd mark a few as unread, promising to deal with them later, a promise he knew, deep down, he was unlikely to keep. He thought, is this staying connected? Is this efficient communication? Or is this just me, drowning in a sea of digital correspondence, feeling increasingly out of control of my own online existence? And the answer, of course, was that it was mostly the latter. It was drowning. A very specific, very email-related drowning. The joy of a quiet evening was being steadily eroded by the looming presence of those unread messages. Then, amidst his digital despair, a small thought sparked. He remembered a piece of advice he'd once read, something about tackling the inbox in small, manageable chunks. The idea of dedicating hours to achieve inbox zero felt impossible, but what about just 15 minutes? 15 minutes to delete, archive, and respond to the most pressing items? He decided to try it. He set a timer on his phone. For the next quarter of an hour, he wouldn't strive for perfection, just progress. He deleted the junk without a second thought. He quickly archived newsletters he didn't have time for now. He drafted short, concise replies to the most urgent work emails. When the timer buzzed, he looked at his inbox. The number was still significant, the digital mountain still imposing, but it felt less suffocating. He had made a dent. He had taken a small, actionable step, much like taking that first small step towards a larger goal. He realized that the key wasn't to conquer the inbox in one epic battle, but to engage with it in a consistent, manageable way. The anxiety wasn't about the emails themselves, but about the feeling of being overwhelmed and helpless. Taking even a small amount of control brought a surprising sense of peace. He could return to his book now, the glow of his laptop screen casting a slightly less ominous light. The digital world could wait a little longer. And as Arthur, my often digitally besieged friend, drifted off to sleep that night, the looming thread of the overstuffed inbox faded from his mind. He didn't dream of endless scrolling or unanswered messages. He dreamed of quiet organization, and small victories over digital clutter, and the blissful feeling of reclaiming his evening, one email at a time. Sleep now. And may your dreams be refreshingly free of unread messages, and full of the satisfying click of the archive button.